Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Today's class is okay to advertise. And to make it interactive, I'm going to ask you to please find the chat and put in what area you're taking the class from. Now, today we're going to be navigating into the okay to advertise world, and I'm going to give you some tips, some ideas, how you can set up some favorite searches in Matrix for yourself. And of course, then how to share these wonderful okay to advertise properties. We're going to get started by coming into Miami Realtors. And my name is Connie Nieto. I'm one of your Miami trainers. And I will be sharing some information via the chat with you right now. I've sent my name, email address, and phone number if you have any questions. You can also follow me on social media at CNMiamiRE. I'd love to hear from you if you ever have questions or concerns. I'm an avid WhatsApp user, and I'd love to assist you in any way I possibly could. Now, this is one of my favorites because this started during pandemic. It began in November of 2020. And I'm going to take you and show you a couple of things that you could see. We're going to come into the Miami Gateway, right? And that'll bring us, when you put in your license and password, to the Gateway dashboard. We will be using Matrix, so you can go ahead and click and open up Matrix so you're in Matrix. We will also be using Agent 3000. Agent 3000, that's right here, right? And if you click on that, it will bring you to the Agent 3000 page. But I am going to also take a minute and come back over to the home page, right? And thank you again. Good morning. I see I have you guys coming from Plantation, North Miami, Broward. Wonderful, from all parts. So one of the things I do like to start with is I like to make you navigate to the MLS page on the very top. MLS page on the very top, because it's always good to know the rules. Always good to know the rules. And we'll click over to the MLS here. And one of the first things I like to show you is that there is an okay to advertise section. And I'll show you how I find it. I click Command F and I put okay. And you can see our classes today, right? And let me go ahead and put okay. And you can see here's the okay to advertise from brokers, right, on the page. And that would open up this item. Now, though this is for brokerages, right? We do like to show you that this is how they allow listings to be able to have okay to advertise. This starts at the broker level. The broker decides if the office is going to participate, and then the listing agent, when adding the listing, right, decides if it's yes or no, or yes, attribution required or not required. So these other items and key elements have to do, right, with the listing, but the broker commences this. So this is the broker page, and I'll go ahead and send you a link to this via the chat. Okay, so you can have access to it if you'd like. Also, from that same page here in the MLS, I like to open up the rules and regulations, right, which are at the very top. Policies and procedures here. And I've had it open already. It's page 22 of 57. And here is a field where it comes in, right? Advertising of listing filed with a service. A listing shall not be advertised by a participant other than the listing broker without the prior consent of the listing broker. The broker may opt into a required field called OK to advertise. They can put in no, they can leave it blank. They can put in yes, attribution required, meaning that you must mention, right, the brokerage where the listing is from. So you would put a courtesy of, right? And yes, attribution not required, meaning that they are not required to list the listing brokerage, and with written broker approval. If you're also interested on this MLS page, let me see if I find the form for broker approval. See if it's this one. That's attribution. And let's see if I find the approval page. I don't see it right here. Oh, I'll try to look. There's the tutorials, okay, to advertise. The MLS coverage area maps. Hot topics. Here's a written permission to advertise. This is what I was looking for to share with you. You can also use this, right? Now, this isn't for the okay to advertise. This is for formal, but some of you like to submit this anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and copy, and I will share with you also here through the chat. Now, if you have questions, be sure to send them in through the chat because I'd love to hear from you as well. Now we're going to navigate to Matrix. So how do I find these okay to advertise listings? How do I know if their attribution are required or attribution required? How can I save it so I can continuously see what's available? So how many of you know that you have 10 favorite searches in the MLS? 10 favorite searches. Let's see that chat. Did you know you have 10 favorite searches? Yes or no? Alrighty. And those favorite searches, you can actually have them here, right? You see how this is the main page? And I want to show you that I have mine on the top, but the widget could really be anywhere on the page. All right. And if you don't have one right now, it might be because you don't have any favorite searches set up. Now, these 10 favorite searches are for you, the realtor. They're for you to navigate and update and know what's happening in your farm area. It's really not for anybody else. It is for you. Now, what's so cool about the favorite search? Once you add it in and this widget does appear, do you see this update all button? If you click in it, it will then tell you the new items since the last time that you searched. Since the last time that you searched. So you see how I have an okay to advertise here all? I have 4 new ones. So if I didn't want to select from the ones prior, or I'm going to use these on a weekly basis, and I just wanted to see what was new, I could just click here and see the new items that are available. How exciting is that? So I'm going to come right back into that homepage, right? You can actually do these for you, for your coverage area. And you see how I have one here that says single family home? This could be for you to monitor your farm area. So instead of having to click on the search and see everything, you could just identify the new from the last time you requested this update. So it's one of those things that makes you use MLS Matrix so much better. So now let's get into it. How many of you are interested in knowing everything that you could possibly share okay to advertise? Everything. All right, so let's do it together, okay? We're going to come up to the search area, search. We're going to click on cross property quick, cross property quick. Everybody have that? And when you're here in the cross property quick, if you just want the actives, you can select just the actives. Some of you like to keep the coming soons. If you like active with contract, you can keep those as well. Just remember that those are soon to be pending status, so it's your choice. So we can leave active and coming soon. And then there's an element to the search. Now, this is a search of all property types. A cross property search is a search of all property types. So we're going to see commercial, business opportunity, single family, townhomes, condo, villas, duplexes, everything here together. We're going to scroll down and there are some additional fields. Additional fields. If you haven't added any here, it'll just say add. And if you have, it says add and remove. And you click that add and remove. And when you become here to the frequently used fields, you're going to come to OK, right? To advertise, select it, and then add it in. Now, of course, I already have mine added in, so I get this notice. But then I want you to see that as you go selecting them, you can move them up and down on your search. And these are the selected fields that I have added to my search for cross property. Now, once I have this here, I can click the back button, and it is now a part of my additional fields. Now that I have it here, I have no, yes, attribution not required, meaning I do not have to name the listing brokerage. Yes, attribution required, that I do have to name the listing brokerage, and with written broker approval. So it might be fun to select one, not required, and then maybe I want to do the attribution, and I can click Control or Command on my keyboard and select that one. And it says currently there are more than 5,000 matches, right, for OK to advertise. So we could actually do just yes, attribution not required, and that gives us 2,700 listings to share. Now I'm going to come to my results up here. Any questions so far? Are we good with adding the OK to advertise and getting to the results before I continue? Excellent. Oh, remember that the other fields are because I teach. So I had different ones for by our state, by our country, right? And those are from other classes, association fee. All right. So those I'm not really worried about. I want you to make sure you got that one. So yes, and then I'm going to click on results. And here I have my results, and I have a combination of rental, business opportunity, right? And I can actually sort them by property type if I want. And now that I've sorted it, I have, right? I believe those are single family homes. Yep. And let me put 100 to a page. So you can see, so I have over 100 single family homes. And I can also come and say, oh, well, you want to organize them by price? I can organize them by price. Right? So here's a $50 million one. Now, Connie, how do I know if it's attribution not required? Well, I know it is, but I want to show you here that you could add something. No, it does not mean any place or any way, and we're going to talk about that. And I'm going to show you the tools that allow you to share it. You cannot pull them. Remember, our MLS only covers Miami-Dade, Broward, Palm Beach, Martin, and St. Lucie. And it is the listing that our members, right, your realtor cohorts, is share in the MLS. So when you're looking at our MLS, you're looking from our coverage area and anything that realtors have added in. Really good questions. So I'm going to come into here and click, and I'm going to insert a column. Now I want you to see that. If I had it over the SP, now I've made my pointer fuchsia, so it's huge. So your pointer might be small, right? But if you have it over the letters, it'll try to organize it. But if I shift it just a little, I get that like crossroads. That's when I can click and insert. And I can actually put here OK to advertise and select. Let me do that again. And apply. And here, of course, we only selected attribution not required, but sometimes you have a list of both. So you can go ahead and select here. Now, there's a couple of things you could do. So I put these in order, right? According to listing price. But one of the things, That's the property type. P type is property type. I invite you to take MLS 601 class. All right. And there are that class we go over everything that's in the MLS, etc. So it's really interesting. Okay. Now let's continue here onto the side. And I want you to see a couple of things. Number one, I can select a couple of these, right? And I can actually create a share link. And I have two listings selected, and I can generate a link, which will copy a URL. And this is directly, right, linked into the IDX, and I can share it via text, right? Via WhatsApp, maybe to a group we belong to. Look at these two gorgeous properties. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in South Florida, I'd love to hear from you, etc. And then I want you to see what it looks like. I'm going to paste the portal up, and here it takes them to the one home. Now I can't view it because I'm a one home client, but this is the way it would look. Isn't this nice? And here are the two properties. And when they click in, right, it's connected to you. So look at this. I'm going to come into here and say, like, let's say I want to put something on Twitter, or formerly Twitter, X now. What's happening? Gorgeous properties in South Florida, right? Connected to the MLS, right? So I'm sharing this, right? And I can post it. How exciting is that? And it is a direct link. Again, they could click it and it brings them to the property. And when they click through, they're actually your contact agent. It's your information. It's really important that you do take an MLS 101 class, right? And you make sure you put all of your branding and information so this appears just as mine, where your photo, your logo, everything is appearing as it should. Do you like? Okay. Now let's do the next one. I'm going to come back in, right? And I really like, let's peek at another property. Let's look at one here. Stunning photos, very attractive, right? And I want to share this. One of the things that I do like to share with you guys is there are a couple of elements that you should do as an agent, right? To keep your information. Now, I went and I showed you how you could share the link, and that's fine. But when I'm going to use this third party item, Agent 3000, I want you to see one of the things I recommend is coming in and copying the MLS number. Okay. And then coming to the very bottom, like selecting here, doing print. And you have the choice of an agent full to print out, right? Or and you can go ahead and I'm going to preview here so you could see, and you can do this printout because this one would contain that it was okay to advertise. Yes, attribution not required. And you would save this, right? To say when I went to go ahead and use this, right? It was okay to advertise, right? The next thing that you can do, I'm going to come back to the result, is if you're interested, you can take this, right? On the very top, and you can come in, file print. Let me make sure that you can see this on your screen. Print it, save it as a PDF, and this as well will have the yes attribution not required, and it will be date and time stamped. You would click save on this. name it matrix, put in the name of the listing and save it. And this is a backup for you, right? To be able to go ahead and know that you did this on this date. And when you were sharing it, it was in fact okay to advertise. For the Twitter one, since it was a direct link from IDX, it would automatically tell them no longer available, and you do not have to go and do the cleanup. So you don't have to go back and delete. How nice is that? Because it is a link directly connected to the IDX in the MLS. Now, for this one, I'm going to navigate away from Matrix, right? I'm going to come into the dashboard and open up Agent 3000. I hope you've taken the 2 free from Miami Agent 3000 classes, right? I'm going to go ahead. This is a pop-up that shows up. I'll put it read later. And what I like to do here is I'm going to skip the OK to advertise because you could do it from here too. And I'm going to come and use a social media tool that has here listing collage post. Now, the first thing I did was save my listing, print it, and save it. So if I ever referred to or why I chose to post, etc., I would have the why. So now I'm going to click here, listing collage post, paste in my MLS number. And here, when you're using Agent 3000, you can only make reference and use listings starting with an A. Those are Miami listings, and this is an exclusive from Miami product, Agent 3000. Now I go ahead and select it. And since this is also connected to the IDX and to the data, yes, I accept Michelle from Fortune. When I searched, it said yes, okay to advertise. I agree. And now I can select from all the photos, right? And once I have these here, I can go ahead and create a collage. And I can share it to Facebook, Pinterest, or LinkedIn. So look, I'm going to go ahead and do it. Facebook. Of course, I'm connected to my Facebook, and look what it's doing. It's putting it in my personal page. So I'm going to take a minute and come out. I'm going to come to my Facebook page and select my business page. Going to come back into Agent 3000, right? So because now that I'm in my business page, I've switched. Now I click to Facebook and it switches and shares it to my business page. So I want to make sure. Now, this does create a single property website for you for free that will have your contact details, right? And will update according to the status changes in the MLS. And here I can put and I always hashtag. Okay, look how gorgeous, right? I'm not sure what you mean by that, Maria, but I'm going to go ahead and let you know that the agent, right, has in fact allowed us to do okay to advertise. And the requirement is that in this instance, we do not even have to mention the listing brokerage because it said attribution not required, right? Remember here in Matrix, the listing says, yes, attribution not required. So they're allowing me to share it. Now, if I were to post it, because some people asked me the other day, can I put this on Facebook Marketplace? No, you do not have access to the photos. You would just be able to put the lining, right? The words for it. But I am showing you products and ways for you to be able to share these links. Is that exciting? So I showed you first from Matrix how you can take 2 or 3 listings and create an IDX link that allows you to share these okay to advertise, which would make them come to your one home and see you and these listings that you're showing them. I also am showing you how you can come into, you could share the link to Twitter, former Twitter X. And now I'm showing you how you can use Agent 3000 to share these so you can have access to sharing the photos, right? So here I am again, right? Let me come back into Facebook. And what I'm going to do is share. I always like to show you, okay, I posted this, fantastic. How does it look and what is the customer or potential customer going to see? So let's speak. Here it is. Anybody like how it looks? Looks great, right? So now the magic starts here. I click in it, and this is also connected to the IDX. Now I have the upgrade with Agent 3000, so yours would be a property website that would look a little different, but it meets all of the requirements. Here you have the status, the images, right? And I can navigate all of them. Property details, amenities, interior features, exterior features, location, right? Contact, right? Show it to your friends. They can share it. And then even though the attribution is not required, here is the information. At the very end, and again, here you are. How nice is that? Now, next, I'm going to come into Agent 3000 and I want to show you LinkedIn, but let's do the whole exercise again. How many of you would like to see it from the beginning? Now, I'm not most great of a TikToker. I will talk Instagram in a little bit, but give me a couple seconds. I've just started to show you. All right, let's do the whole process again. I'm back in Matrix, right? And I want to come here and I did the search. So I want you guys to know that we did a search and we're saving all of them. And there was a key element I want you to see here. I'm going to come to the bottom and click on save because I don't want to do this search every time, do I? No, I want to have it saved and easy access for me, correct? So I'm going to come in Matrix and save and click new save search, name it. And here is my enabler. This is where I create as my favorite search. So it is automatically what? On that dashboard page when I open it up. This is it. I don't have to connect it to a customer because it is for me. And here I'm telling myself what it is, right? And what I'm going to do, since this is for our class, okay, I'm going to add the date there and I'll click on save. Now, once I've saved this, perfect, I'm going to have it. So let me come back to the agent single line and let's watch for everything. Let's get another property. Let's look here on the Turnberry. Really nice photos. Maybe I like it, maybe I don't. I want to come in, right? Yes, attribution not required. And then now that I've seen that, what do I do? copy the MLS number. And then, as I showed you, you can either come and print, right? And save it, or you can edit and print from your item, save it as a PDF, save, and add in the number and create a folder for yourself. And that way you have backup if you ever need it, right? Now that I've copied that in, what do? Come into Agent 3000, listing collage post, paste it in, select, accept the terms, yes, because I have it. And now I can come, right? Create my collage. And then how many of you wonder sometimes what to post onto LinkedIn? And do any of you use Pinterest? So I'm always wondering, oh, is this nice enough? Does this look good enough? Right? Luca, does that mean you use Pinterest or you're wondering about LinkedIn? So I'm going to click on LinkedIn and I want you to see what it looks like. So it's going to load here, a little preview. We'll give it a second. Oh, excellent. I'm glad you do. I don't often use Pinterest. Let me go ahead and try again. I was testing before coming in and maybe I hurt my link. There we go. You see how it looks? So, you know. And I'm going to go ahead and click on post. And here is my post. They can see more and they can click in. And again, it takes them to the property, the photos and the property details. Okay. Now for Pinterest, it's just a little different. We'll use this one. You come in here into Pinterest and it asks you to choose a board. So you can do something like, calculate home value, etc., and type in and create your board. So it does work. Again, let me do it again. Choose a board. Let me search. I think this is the one I have. And it's giving me an error, but it works. You can create onto Pinterest, and I wanted you to see. All right. Now let's go back to Matrix a second. Right. We're in Matrix. Connie, did it really come up on my page? Well, if you shared, right, and you saved your search, you should see it here. Now, a tip. What happens if I only work Broward County, or I only work Miami-Dade, or I only work 10 zip codes, or I only like to work a couple of cities? Can I do a search like this just for my area? Right? Can I do a search like this? Yes. Let's say that I wanted to do just rentals. Anybody interested in focusing on a couple of rentals and sharing a couple? I could actually come into a search, residential rental, right? And say that I want all of the active in Broward because I want you to see how you can use this. And then the same thing. I showed you how to do the add edit, right? Just to add, remove, and add it. So if you haven't done that for rentals, you can come in and we can select attribution not required. And I have 304 rentals, right? 304 rentals in Broward that are active that I can share. I click on results and here are my rentals. I can search by price. Yes, I did in fact show you how you could share a link from here. So look, what I'm going to do is we have a couple of A1s. I'm going to go ahead and select a couple. I'm going to click share link. Two listings on this date, correct? Click generate link. And now I copy my URL. Okay. And I'm going to share it with you guys first. Now, this, I don't know how vibrant it looks, but let's come into Facebook and let's see what it would look like. So here's my page. And this is the first time me showcasing that portal one home link. So you see, it doesn't show much. And that's why the Agent 3000 seems to be more attractive. But you can put this one here as well. It is a link. And I did show you how you can use this on Twitter. And it is connected to the IDX, so it's automatically updated. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and leave there, come back into Matrix. Now, the other thing I could do is I could come in and say, all right, you know what, Connie, I want to come to the map. I'm going to come to the map. And these are my Broward ones that I can share. And let's look here in Sunrise. Here's a 2-bedroom, or I have a couple here. Here's another one, right? I have another one here, right? And I want to click in it. You look at this one. It's a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. Look at the pricing. Maybe someone would be interested in this. I really want to share it, right? And it says, yes, attribution are required. So now I'm going to come up to the top, select the MLS number, right? Edit and print. File and print because I like to save it. Let me make sure you guys are seeing that as well. Save my PDF. Remember, I do this why? To make sure I keep these for my records so that I can demonstrate later. Yes, it was okay to advertise. That's why I shared it. I've selected it. And now I'm going to open up Agent 3000 again, and we're going to do something different. I love my social media posts. That's fantastic. But I want to create something that maybe I can put onto Instagram that would create an image for me. But there's a huge if, but additional work that you would do when we do this. This, when we create a flyer, is no longer connected directly via link to the IDX. Is that clear? So I'm going to come into here into the flyer, and I'm going to create a 4-photo flyer, right? Share it in. And by the way, if you're the listing agent, you could use these for your listings as well. If in your office they share listings and you find this an easier way to share listings, you could use this as well. So here is the Tamarack one. I accept the terms. And I can come in and showcase the property. I can choose to not show address and price. I can add my photo or QR code. So that does mean that you have to come in and take at least part 1 and 2 of Agent 3000, right? Or just come to the top and click the green and add your items in so your photo and logo is in the system, right? So I'm going to add a QR code, right? I have the information here. This is really long. I'm going to remove it, okay? And then you can create a PDF, which would be if I was passing out the flyer, but I want to create a JPEG. And here is my image that I can now share. Now I chose to have a QR code. And one of the things I love is that it's still, even though it's not required, it still says courtesy of. Now, what's the requirement with this one? I'm going to right click and save it as an image, okay? And it automatically tells me the MLS number. It's one of the things I like to. So save. Perfect. I've saved it. Now, someone had asked for solutions for other social media accounts. So I'm going to come in and show you how you can do this on Instagram. Here's my Instagram page. I'm going to click to create a post, select from my computer, right? And then let's look here on the downloads, and I have one here. Resize to the original size. Click on next. Next. Okay. And I click share. Now, I'm going to have a responsibility here. I've posted this, but now I need to monitor the status of this listing in the MLS. Because as soon as it is no longer available, let me come to my profile. And here it is. As soon as it is no longer available, I should come in and I should consider doing what? So as soon as it's no longer active or active with contract, and it passes up to any of the other statuses, I should either delete or come in and add it and put no longer available. Understood? So let's go back to Matrix and let's do it all over again. Yes or no? We still got a couple minutes, and I've covered all the fundamentals. I covered the most important one to me, which is going into the MLS and creating the search either for your area or for everything, right? So we're going to do it all again. So we'll come into Matrix, right? This is our rental Broward. So this is what I would do. I've already created my search for rentals in Broward that are okay to advertise. I would click on save, new save search, okay to advertise rentals Broward. And I would enable it as a favorite and then do what? Save. Fantastic. I got that out of the way. Now I'm going to come back in, right? And now it's what? I'll find my widget for favorite and it's here. And now I want to come in and share. Let's give it a second, right? So I'm going to come in and let's do an okay to advertise all. And I'll show you guys the IG step again. We'll do it all over again. We'll come in and here I have, right, this one. Let's look for another property. Agent single line. Okay. Let's put 100 to a page. And let me look here on page 5. And let's see. We'll look at this one. Right. Pretty, I like it. Great. What do I do? Copy the MLS number. I always like to take a peek and make sure. Right. Nestled in the vibrant heart of Miami, you would read up. Yes, attribution not required. There's always limitations because we have to follow our fair housing rules, Amber. And we do have a couple of items for you to consider when you're writing captions and items. So there's certain words that are appropriate and inappropriate. If we have some additional minutes, I'll take you to the fair housing page so that you can see them. But this is Fair Housing Month. You should have been getting emails and posts on a daily basis on fair housing. All right. So there's some appropriate and words and not. But I hope I answered. Okay, so I went ahead and got the MLS number. Right. And of course the same routine. Print it or save it if you're going to use it, right? Beautiful. I've saved it. Perfect. Let's go. Agent 3000. And then I like to start from scratch. So I'm going to bring you to the dashboard so you see it, right? You would come in on the left-hand side. You could actually come, right? And here's flyers. And we can do, let's do a 10 photo. I don't know if that one had 10 photos, but let's hope it did. We'll paste it in. We'll remove this excess space from the front. Accept the terms. Yes. And now I can come and select. Right from the photos. We can choose this time to show the address, maybe not show the price, this time the profile photo so you can see. Right. And if you want, you can remove the remarks or not. And we could press here to post to social media. Right. And it lets you select from here. Just wanted you to see that you had another option. And we can also create that JPEG, which is what will allow us, a picture allows us to post to Instagram, right, and to others. And it says might pop up towards blog, always allow. And let's do it again. Right. So, oops, it didn't bring me an info. That's fine. We'll do it one more time. For some reason, it's giving me that error. That's okay. We'll do it again. Maybe the third one's the charm. Nope, didn't want to. Alrighty, so let's fidget here a little bit. Let me remove here, this one up here, because I know that a long first amenity line gives an issue, right? And let me show you guys here that you can select, right? We can remove that item and we can put here text and color. Let's see. And maybe the remarks were too long. Let's remove and create a date pack. The text color was white. That might be it. There you go. Exactly. So when I put it back in, you could see it. Here's my item. I have my photos. Save image as. And then click save. That was funny that it was white. I hadn't changed anything from the time before. But good catch. Thanks. And here you have, right, your flyer. And I'm going to come back in. Here I am on Instagram. Create. Post. Select from computer. Right. And here's my image. I need to make it so it fits. So I have to accommodate to the original size. I notice that it allows it. Your photo for branding and next. So you were asking me about captions and if there are certain rules. I always like to clarify those because it's easy. And if you ever have questions or anything like that that we could assist with, please reach out. If you come into here, right? I had you on the MLS page, and I believe fair housing is right here. And there is a guideline of what's correct and not. Now, I don't know how recent this one is. There are some additional ones available, but I always like to showcase that he at least here's some phrases to avoid. And here's a word and phrase list idea since you were asking. So here are some acceptable ones like retirees or seniors. Because we love to say adults only. Well, someone who's 18 is an adult. Is that what was meant? So a HOPA community is not adults only. It's actually retirees or seniors or Housing Older Person Act. Got it? So a sophisticated walk-in closet. Let's look at the unacceptables. So you can see Alrighty, and I'll share this with you guys too. So we didn't just get okay to advertise today. We got a little squeezed in some fair housing too, right? So let's come back in to Instagram where we were, right? And you could use those words. So we could use something like, okay, and you could go ahead and share it. Any questions? You want to do a little recap of what we did? Right, I am recording, so I'm hoping that the recording comes out well. We will be posting and sharing these onto the YouTube channel. If you have not visited us on YouTube, we do try to keep most of our trainings available to you there. The YouTube channel is youtube.com/miamitrainers. So we'll go ahead and copy and save that into here for you. If you would like and you use the channel, we ask you to subscribe. Subscribing is free. We have over 11,900 subscribers to the channel. We try to keep up to date and keep you with information. No, someone did not ask me, or I don't remember about Reels. I gave you an option on how for you to post on Instagram, and I was very direct on, I posted this, correct? Now, who is responsible once this no longer is available? So once you post on anything else, what do you need to do? Now I can't show you a reel of from the computer and okay to advertise. And we do have a social media series class. And we have, I believe, the third and fourth segment coming in English because they just gave it via Zoom, I think, last week. So the new one's coming, I think, this week or next. And we have a whole selection of social media classes coming next. But they asked me for Instagram post, and I did share here. I do not use TikTok, right? But what works on Instagram works on TikTok. So I gave solutions for that. And it was the flyer creation. I also provided you something completely new and different, which was that link from Matrix. So I hope that those helped and that it's helping you get along, right? But please remember, now that I've posted this, what do I have to do now? I have to monitor this listing. And why do I have to do that? If it changes to status from any status other than active and active with contract, what do I need to do? I have the choice of not having any issue and coming in, clicking and doing what? Delete, right? Or I have to edit and put no longer available and remove this. Yeah, thank you so much. So now we're going to recap. We came in and I showed you guys, right, the MLS page. I started with our rules and I wanted to let you know a little bit about the broker and what they see. So here we have, let me go back over here. We started off and I shared with you guys the okay to advertise, right, which comes from our MLS page, miamirealtors.com/MLS. And what I used to do that was Control F, right, or Command F. Okay, two. And here is the broker instructions because I wanted you to see what it had. Now, in the MLS, I did also show you that it could say nothing, and that doesn't mean it's okay. But you do have the option of no, broker approval required, or yes, attribution required, meaning you must mention, right, the listing brokerage, or yes, attribution not required. Those are the items. And then the next thing that we did here was I wanted to make sure that you knew about the rules and regs. So I came up into our policies, opened it up, and I had it right available to okay to advertise. And here I showed you section 2.7, advertising of a listing filed with a service, right? Because I wanted you to have the info. Then we came in and logged in and we visited Matrix, which is the core of where we get our listings. And I wanted you to make sure that you were using your favorites. And I asked, and many of you weren't sure. So we went ahead and we did an okay to advertise search, which I can see here. We have a couple of them, right? All right. And we probably did this one because we wanted the attribution not required. And one of the things that I did want you to see is that you could actually add that here if you ever wanted to know. But most importantly, we came to the bottom and saved and did a new save search. And here we put in our name and we enabled it. If this is all you get from the class, learning how to make your favorite searches so that you can go back and do your own and make sure you take full advantage of those 10 favorite searches, that's also a great thing for me. I want you to have full access and use of everything that's available to you. So enable a favorite search, which then allows us to do what? Monitor from our dashboard page anything that comes up new. So of course, I'm going to do update all, and I did the searches now. So a couple of them have 0, but look, we just did it today and there are 2 new. When you click the search, when you go to save it, that's what I just showed. So here's our search, the one we did for rentals in Broward. So if I went to save this one, I would name it, right? Right? And then I would select to enable it. And I click save. And this is now part Broward okay to advertise. And then another element that's really important, since we have a couple of minutes left, is Connie, I played too much. I used up all of my okay, all of my favorites. I need to remove some. Well, you come into here and here's what I show you guys. So look at the name Broward. I'm going to do Broward okay to advertise. So I'm going to come to my matrix, save searches, and you put here, and you put Broward. And you're going to see all my Broward searches come up. I can look at the last run dates, right? And let's say I want to remove this. I select the ones I want to remove and I just come and delete. Or I don't want to delete it, right? I want to show you, I'll leave that, the one on top. I'll delete this one so you see the delete process. Delete, okay? But Connie, I don't want to delete it. I just don't want it to show under my favorites. So I click next to it. I click on settings and I remove the enable from the favorite and I save it. Technique to track them, the statuses. That to me is where I tell you guys, I only share the okay to advertise. I would only do 3 or 4 that I would be tracking because the only way to truly do it is to come in here, right? And put in the MLS number. Or you could do a search for that listing and save it auto email. But are you going to be monitoring that? So the safest thing to me is to come every morning and every evening and put the MLS number in. It takes 2 seconds. Remember, you saved them on your computer. So you come in, right? You search, it's okay, cool, let's go. You do it again in the evening, it's good. And then the next day. And that's why these are okay to advertise are just part of what we tell you that you should do for social media. But it is interesting to see that if I do come to this all, right? Because here I have all of them. We currently have over 5,000 okay to advertise listings in all ranges, all property types that you are able to share. I just showed you a glimpse of what it is that you could do. And then we, of course, showed you how to select a couple of these and do the share link. Is it a lot of liability? It was only for Instagram or TikTok, and it would be for one listing. And there aren't that many listings out there. So this is a way for you to be able to promote that you're an agent, right? And to me, a couple of minutes every morning is a part of your routine. You should come anyway in and see what's happening, right? And monitor, your area. How many of you log in every day anyway to Matrix? So I think it's a choice. And this does allow you to have that power to be able to share. So I hope all of you liked it. It is us showcasing a way for you to be able to share these. I select here, right? And you click to share the link. And that to me is a wonderful, you could share the link from here. And then we also went through opening up the listing, copying, right? The MLS number and coming into Agent 3000. And we did the very easy to use social media, right? Listing collage posts, which allow you to share, right? The listing to Facebook business page, your Pinterest page, and LinkedIn. So 3 solutions there. And then we also found the solution to come in and create a flyer, which allows us to create an image, right? And this one allowed us to come into the social networks as well, but also create the image so that we can use for TikTok and Instagram. When you share it to Facebook, to Pinterest, to LinkedIn, to Twitter via a link, that link already tells you that it's connected to the IDX, the Internet Data Exchange, right? It automatically updates. It's the minute that we don't no longer use a link, that we use an image, right, for Instagram and TikTok, then we then have to monitor. So for, I think 85% of it, you don't have to, but we also know how popular Instagram and TikTok are. But to me, some of you showcase yourself, and then it's nice to broadcast and share one listing. So this doesn't have to be 10 that you do. This could be one a week, you monitor, and then if you no longer want to have it featured, you just put, you delete it and you can put something else. So it is a choice, but we want you to know what it is that you could do. And I hope you enjoyed it. I'm not sure which URL you're referencing. I did a couple of URLs because when we posted to Twitter, it was a URL, right? So I'm not sure if you're talking about the one from Matrix or if you're talking from something that we did somewhere else, Maria. Please let me know. Oh, all of this is about balance. This is about, it's right now we currently, or maybe some of you feel there's not a lot of listings, right? So maybe some of you are getting started. Maybe if you want to showcase something magnificent. And by the way, since I have you here, did you guys see that Florida realtor home? That's the healthy home, the first healthy home in South Florida. Oh, I can't save the chat links. It doesn't let us. I don't know if it allows you guys to right click and save anymore like it used to. Yes, you should be able to click on 3 little dots on the top and save chat. At least it allowed me. The URL from Matrix, what did you need to know about the URL? Well, the URL from Matrix, if you could, of course, just come in through here, right? And what I showed you about the URL is how many of you want solutions sometimes for you to send WhatsApp? So let's say I want to showcase these 2 listings. You guys want to stay a couple minutes so I show you something else? Let me refresh the search. Let me remove these 2. And let's come to my OK to advertise all of it, right? And we did a little fair housing too. The sort limit is exceeded on this one because it's over 5,000. So let's do the one I did with you guys here. Right, so I already have it sorted. And let's say I want to share this one and this one. And I create a share link, copy URL. So just like if you were writing the email, you could select those 2. And then the same way I just send it to the chat, you can send it. You didn't see the green home. It's not green. It's not green. It's not green. It's a Florida Realtors. And let me see. Was it? Let me see if article will come up. And let's do this. History. And let's see if I have it yesterday from my class. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let's look in Facebook. I think I shared it. The tapestry segmentation, millennials, casa saludable. Here it is. It is a health-focused home. Paste. All right. Now that I've showed you both, I'm going to come back and I'm going to copy the portal, the link from Matrix. And how many of you use WhatsApp on your computer ever? Now, this is extra, 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 extra. That this property, I thought the world's first health-focused home in South Florida. Look at you use WhatsApp PA. Okay, so don't look at my chats, please. I should like block the chat here. Just kidding. So you see my WhatsApp here, right? And I'll just send it. I'll send it to myself. Paste. So I hope that answered your question, Maria, about ideas on how to use that link. And all of you. Oh, this is a whole game changer because you can, WhatsApp really lets you to send documents and stuff fast. So if your customers are WhatsApp users and you're sending stuff and you want to share, this is the way. I hope you guys had as much fun as I had. I didn't think it was going to be so cool. I'm so glad that I got to share this extra stuff with you so you guys can focus on South Florida living. And one of the things that I did take from this is that ideal sleep temperature is here. And I went ahead and how the journey to a well certificate. And we really hope that you see, feel, and hear the enthusiasm that we have for what we try to share. We try to make sure that you're capable of doing the best you can. So we're really glad to have you be Miami members. Thanks again for coming and watching and spending the morning with me. Hope to see you soon. If you're like to repeat, I'll be here at 11 in Spanish. Take care. Talk to you soon. Hope the recording comes out great so I can post it soon. Have a good one. Thanks again.